Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Panty Pods.
AKA Election Day. We're here to say we're doing our best
To be okay. AKA, as long as the pandemic trudges along, thank God there's Huddletron at Sklar Brothers. Thanks for the shout out. Made my morning this anxious friggin' day. And that is Charlie Schulman. And the reason we say that, by the way, I'll get one. What's another one that I have from him? Even Belton hates and Melton states can't phase Stephen Elton Yates. That's AKA Mike Huddleston, Huddletron. I know Huddleston and Stephen Elton Yates and Charlie Schulman, Sarah Dunn. You're all going to be at our live Dumb People Town this Saturday. Let me just highly recommend. Tickets just jumped up, so it's going to sell out. Get your tickets now. Go to eventbrite.com, look up Live Dumb People Town, and you'll find those for this Saturday, 6:30 p.m. We need it. Look, we're recording this today before any election results are in. This is us doing what we can to just continue to work through this whole thing.
So maybe we're playing violin on the deck of the Titanic.
We don't know.
Or maybe we're just doing what we know how to do to get ourselves through a tense moment of the unknown.
So something crazy could happen tonight, and this podcast that drops tomorrow will not take that into account. So I feel like we should say that right off the bat,
let's
right?
acknowledge that, and then let's also say we may be sitting in the same spot of not knowing an answer tomorrow.
We just don't know.
This is the thing that helps you get through the next day.
So let us be
We'll
that
continue
for you.
to do this for you. Let's jump into a story, shall we?
So I have a kid who's 15 years old, I've said on this, and started the process of working with a college counselor to start looking at colleges where she wants to go. And it's just insane how expensive it is. Like it was expensive when we were kids, but now
You're talking about college or the process of getting into college?
The process hasn't been that bad. There is an
college.
expense to that, but I'm saying the actual tuition for college
Right.
is outrageous. Like it's at a level, and I really do believe this. I've thought about this deeply. It's at a tipping point level where people I think are going to say, what do I really get from my college education? And is it worth it? Is it better for me to just go to a trade school? Is it better for me to just figure out what I do and just start doing it? Like if I want to work in makeup and on a film set, should I just go start working on film sets and just get jobs and work my way up and get my education there, as opposed to spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on college education that won't do anything for me?
Correct.
Like college is forcing people to now say those things,
Right?
Which is insane. And I wish there was a better plan in this country to help people out so that education could
Because we
be for
don't
everybody.
really know. Do our kids need college in order to be successful?
Some of the smartest people we know did not finish college.
Right, and then we also know really smart people who went to lots of school. So there is
Where
no
is
hard
that
and fast-
tipping point where people will stop going to colleges? In colleges, you got too greedy. You put your hand in the cookie. You wanted to get more. It's like you had the bone in your mouth. You saw a dog in the water that had another bone. You wanted to get it, and you dropped the bone. That could happen soon. Here we go. This is a story about how other places are somehow doing it better than us.
Correct.
All right. College students at a university in Bali,
which is where you went for your
where I went
honeymoon.
for my honeymoon, beautiful place, were permitted to pay their tuition with coconuts.
Well, that seems fair.
That's not a joke. That is for real. I mean, I don't know what it would be, like 1 million coconuts for one semester. I'm trying to average it out for what that is.
They're like tickets at a Dave and Buster's.
Right. It feels commensurate, 1 million coconuts, with how expensive college has become. College students at the University of Tegalalang.
By the way, the tailgates for those guys at Tegalalang are amazing.
Bali are being allowed to pay their tuition fees with coconuts. The Tegalalang, what are they? The Tegalalang pagodas? Maybe?
I like their fight song.
I love their fight song. It's less of a fight song, more of a chant.
It's a monastic chant, but fine. Good. We like it.
It's chilling.
It gets people up.
Put it this way. You don't want to be hearing that all day long with them just traipsing through your end zone.
Right.
The Tegalalang pagodas. I don't know what they are. Venus One Tourism Academy has come up with a solution for their students. That Venus One Tourism Academy sounds like a travel agency,
Yes.
right? That still works in an office, even though we have all the services like TripAdvisor and Hotels.com.
And they still have a giant fading poster on the wall behind
an
them
airplane.
of an island.
Yeah.
No, island.
Of an
beach.
island, sure. So Venus One Tourism Academy, which has something to do with education, although it sounds like it to me is the CompuGuard. Right. There was a store in Los Angeles when we first moved here over on 3rd Street, right by where we lived, called CompuGuard. And you'd think that they would sell
computer accessories,
floppy
and
disks,
things,
maybe
spritzes to clean your computer screen.
No, they sold men's clothes.
CompuGuard.
Venus One Tourism Academy has come up with a solution for their students that have been unable to pay their tuition due to the pandemic. They're like, wait, we got to figure this out. Instead of screwing everyone and putting everyone in serious debt, coming up with solutions rather than creating and being more of the problem that drives people away.
And isn't it sad that our gut reaction to that is, what the hell's going on here? What's the catch? What's the scam?
The college has found a way to empower their student entrepreneurship skills while being able to pay their tuition at the same time. I'm not sure how gathering coconuts
is entrepreneurial.
Empowers their entrepreneurship skills.
True, but hey, look, I'm going with them far.
Does that sound like, because we talked about resumes the other day, does that sound like the most resume thing that you could ever, empowering my entrepreneurship skills?
I want to add that to any
Please.
resume.
And for the record, that is literally what most kids are trying to do when they are going out into the real world. Anything could be empowering your entrepreneurship skills, right?
Yes.
Writing, studying, shadowing someone. You're all doing it.
Showing up.
Venus One Tourism Academy official Wayan Pasek Adi Putra said during an interview with Bali Puspa News that students are able to bring coconuts that are being used to harvest virgin coconut oil at the school.
That's it. So they're bringing the coconut oil.
But is coconut oil expensive? I don't know. Do you know, Jay?
I use it sometimes for to spray the pans of my pans.
Shows how much we know about it.
Yeah.
Right? At first, we began an installment program to pay their tuition fees, but somehow now we've become even more flexible. We've been producing virgin coconut oil, VCO, and we try to get them involved during the production process by paying their tuitions with coconuts. This is genius.
I love this.
We needed a feel-good story showing us how to do it right.
Look, the world can operate in a way where the large business or institution isn't trying to screw the person.
No, they're trying to help.
It is possible for that to exist, and that's what this is showing.
How much do you love this college?
I do.
And how much is this college teaching kids how to be resourceful, how to pivot, which is everything in the pandemic. We talked about this. The strip clubs that are now sending out topless women to give out food, they've pivoted.
Yes.
The strippers who are giving the voting message, they pivoted.
So the pivoting in the pandemic is a valuable lesson in the business world that these guys are teaching their students with reference to their own school.
I'm serious. If the University of Nebraska, Jay, started selling their own version of Jiffy Pop popcorn.
Or corn nuts. Or remember that blown out field corn that we love so much?
Fully provided by the students. It became the most popular, let's say it became the most popular blown out field corn in the state.
So what if each university... what if each university started to develop products that were valuable and born out of like the situation? So let's say at University of Michigan, the product is some part for cars.
Right. It is a cup holder it is a thing that goes in the cup holder that also stores your phone.
Or it's a tiny, a tiny like solar powered cell phone charger that's a dock that you can put your phone on that goes into every GM car. And if you want
made out of your old sneaker rubber.
Right. So if you want to pay instead of $30,000 a semester,
you bring us 30,000 shoes and you bring us 10,000 pairs of shoes. And so then you as a student go around to everybody in your neighborhood and everybody everywhere and says, I'll take your shoes.
Give me all your old shoes that you don't wear anymore.
Rent a truck, you bring them in, you dump it out, whatever the pounds that to me is how you do it.
Cut some money off the tuition. I love this.
Nebraska, all the corn kernels provided by students at the school, pounds of it in order to make their tuition. Now, the Nebraska corn, blown out field corn huskers.
Yes.
Or the corn hucksters. We change it.
Yes, even better.
The school implemented this program back in March and accepting tuition payments in the form of coconuts, moringa leaves, and go-to cola. That's not anything. That is not a real thing.
Go-to cola?
Go-to cola leaves, which are...
That's my go-to cola.
That's my go-to cola leaf, by the way.
Yeah.
Which are being used to produce products such as herbal soap. And we know how much college kids love to shower.
That's a 1 in 10 day experience.
This is perfect. I'm kidding, but herbal soap, you could sell Balinese college kid herbal soap
at every Whole Foods in America
for like $15 a bar.
Yes.
And make that money. That's what I'm saying. Students will have to resell their own products to develop their own entrepreneurial skills. But what I would say, don't undercut the school in the pricing.
Yeah, make it a little more expensive and say it's local.
We have to educate them to optimize their natural resources and surroundings. So when the pandemic is over, they'll be more than just common workers. This is a school that's preparing kids to go out into the world.
They're doing.
YN Pasek concluded. And by the way, if this was an American person talking, he would have sexually harassed 8 women on the Zoom call about this whole coconut exchange program, right?
Yes.
Because it would
Let me
be
see
America.
your coconuts is something he would have said.
Come on, get off the goddamn phone and put a shirt on for Christ's sake, YN.
Jesus.
YN stated that his university got an operational permit from the Ginyar Employment Agency in order to operate the business. I'm going to go ahead and say that he didn't need to get that.
No.
Why does he need a permit to do this?
Does not.
Is that like extra bureaucratic red tape that you don't need? This is a great idea.
This guy's on the road to doing something great for the world and great for his students. Let's make it easy for him.
And if this was America, there would be nobody heading up that agency right now because that person would have gotten involved in a weird ass travel scandal where they tried to embezzle some money, right? So that whole department, and it'd take you 2 years just to get that permit because it's like a fucking ghost town in there.
Right.
Tumbleweeds blowing through that office.
Yes.
So the permit would be held up for years. The school has implemented health and safety protocols to prevent the spread of COVID-19, including limited number of students. Why is Bali handling this way better than us?
They're like 10 steps ahead of us.
Like, hey, SEC schools, take a look at the University of Tagalailang.
Yeah.
Do it on every level.
The University of Alabama could find a way to naturally source drunk girls. That's their greatest natural product.
That's their export.
That's their greatest natural resource down in Alabama.
This is what the Balinese University is doing.
Yeah.
Following COVID guidelines.
Yes.
We're not doing that. Granting tuition relief in the form of coconuts. We're definitely not doing that.
Love to see us do that.
Having government agencies that are actually working and can quickly grant you permits. We don't have that.
How are they so far ahead of us?
Coconut economics. To me, this is the new ping pong diplomacy.
It is.
Coconut economics. Right? Can we just throw that out there?
And
again, I took a deep dive into widespread panic. So we're watching, this is so funny. We're watching the World Series game 6. I'm watching game 6, and when they toss to every break,
all the bumper
between
music is Fish.
And the Grateful Dead. I'm like, what weird hippie,
Not even hippie, like someone who's around our age.
tie-dye wearing guy who's in his own sort of like wharf rat,
Just picking all of his own.
his own music. He's high as shit. He's working the board, and he's just like, let's put Scarlet Fire on here. Let's put Step Inside My Tweezer. Tweak it with a tweezer. Like, it was insane. So my joke was, if this thing goes to extra innings, we're definitely getting some widespread panic. And I jokingly said that, and then I was like, all right, let me just take a deep dive into widespread panic. I went back and listened to this song. Coconut. I like coconuts when you break. Anyway, so imagine if that song was the song
of coconut.
They smell like ladies lying in the sun. I went such a deep dive on Space Wrangler.
Space Wrangler.
It's ridiculous. This was the songs we listened to, the music we listened to when we were kids, for Christ's sake.
Good Lord. All right, let's take a break. That's story number 1.
Yeah.
When we come back, we've got a story of maybe a guy who needs to change his bad profession, and a story about when we were kids picking up a hitchhiker that is still.
You do not want to miss it. On the other side of this break, it's Sklar Country, the Virus Edition. Stay with us.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We hope you are making it through this day and through this difficult time. We don't know what the answer is. Who knows?
We got no answers.
Maybe
we just have comedy.
Maybe by the time this is released, we will be heading down into a second term of darkness. Maybe we'll be
heading
starting
into a new direction.
A new direction. Maybe we will still be in the unknown. We don't know the answers. We're still forging ahead.
All I know, this is the only thing I'm sure of. Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. West Coast time, 9:30 Eastern time, live down Peopletown, Eventbrite.com. Look at that. And if you need time to or something to distract you from the unknown, go to our YouTube page. Yeah. YouTube, this
Sklar Country.
Sklar Country, and just take a deep dive through the old episodes of this show. Cheap seats episodes.
It's all stand up.
It's all on there for you to enjoy. So check that out, and our Facebook page as well. We've got some great videos on there. Sklar Brothers, just join it, like it.
All free. All right. When we were kids, driving with our parents down to was it the hinterlands of Missouri, or were we
like
in Tennessee?
Potosi, Missouri.
Late at night,
It was pouring down rain.
Rain beating down. Our dad did something that felt completely out of his character, and it shook everyone up in the car.
Couldn't believe he did this.
He spotted a dude on the side of the road with a
gas can. An older guy.
Older white. He was white trash. I mean, he tons of pomade in his hair.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like it was the guys from who break out of jail in Raising Arizona.
Yep.
Like he had broken out of jail. He swam through a river. Yeah, John Goodman. He swam through a river of shit, and then went through to a gas station bathroom and put pomade in his hair. And he reeked of alcohol. And for some reason, our dad
was like, I gotta pick this guy up.
Compassion for this guy,
which is really sweet that he did do that. But like, this guy could have killed us all.
Yeah, our mom was livid, and it felt like this was the kind of thing that could have been an argument that could have lasted for like months
or ended their marriage.
But the fight waited until we dropped the guy off at the nearest gas station about 30 minutes down the road. It was the
most quiet. We're in the back seat. We're like, why did Dad do this? This guy smells like shit.
We're in the backseat of our Valari station. I think our mom is back there with us because
I think he sat in between the two of them on a bench seat across the front.
Yeah. Our dad. I mean, this guy could have easily killed us all. Easily killed us all. But he didn't. And our dad rolled the dice and he gambled correctly. We were lucky. Our mom was
so rightfully
pissed.
So to be pissed.
And thankfully, we dropped him off and did not offer to drive him back to his car once we got the gas. And we never before that point, and never after that point, and never in my life since have I picked up a hitchhiker. No, you've hitchhiked.
I've hitchhiked and got picked up. My wife and I got our car.
I feel bad about it that I haven't done it.
It was nice. An Italian family picked us up, and I have to give them credit for picking us up. I thought it was
man and a woman, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little less intense, but again, still that's a whole thing.
You never know.
So it's not like we've had a bunch of chances to do it, but I've driven by some people and flat tires on the side of the road, and maybe it's because of this tense experience. Maybe it makes me a bad Samaritan. I don't know.
We'll give in other ways.
I think it's becoming less of a situation because people have cell phones and they can call. If you don't have a cell phone and you're stuck in that says even more about you.
Right.
And that's another reason why you shouldn't stop. But this next story is going to test your willingness to be a good Samaritan as one person.
It's going to give you pause.
It's going to at least give you pause when you're put in a situation like this. All right, Portland, Oregon. The Oregon State Police arrested a man accused of stealing and crashing multiple vehicles early Friday morning. Stealing and crashing multiple.
Stealing and crashing one.
Crash a stolen vehicle once. Shame on you. Crash a stolen vehicle twice. Shame on you again.
Yeah.
You incompetent dummy.
How bad of a driver are you?
At that point, just make another person drive. But throw some kidnapping into the mix.
Why not? You're already up on some charges. Make it. Throw the dice.
Oregon State Police said Anthony Gates of Portland.
The Antonio Gates of car theft.
Stole a minivan out of Wilsonville from a family of essential workers.
What?
What is a family of essential workers? Is it a dad?
It's a traveling
and a mom,
and then two adult kids who are also nurses.
Or I was going to say they're two kids, like 11 and 14. They're like 11 and 14-year-old Doogie Housers.
Yeah, they're doctors.
Right?
They've gone through medical school.
They're prodigy doctors.
The parents are nurses and the kids are prodigy doctors. So the kids are actually, made a better life than the parents.
Right. And so now they're like,
you're going to take Doogie Howser out of the hospital, you bastard?
There is a special place in hell for someone who steals the van
from an essential worker family.
That's right. It's like a never-ending Jets football game.
Or a 3,000-hour Hank Williams Jr. concert.
Or a Jeffrey Epstein massage.
Or a TED Talk by Gallagher. That's hell.
Or like a 4-year-old's ballet performance and you don't know the kid.
But you have to be there.
But you got to be there for the whole performance.
It just keeps going and going.
It's like a line that leads into Trader Joe's, but right when you get to the door, they close the door and they say, we're closed.
It's an Ann Coulter book signing.
It's drinks with Rudy Giuliani. Like, that's the special place in hell that you belong in.
If you steal a van that belongs to a family of essential
worker family. All right, so this dumb asshole stole their van and headed northbound on Interstate 5. Anthony Gates, who
looks 48 but is 28.
Then reportedly lost control of the van and then crashed into a guardrail near the 282 exit off-ramp.
Because vans are really difficult to drive, I'm assuming.
So close to the off-ramp. So close
to ending his life. God damn it.
Good Samaritan. Now, this is where the guy came in. This is why
where
Dan Van Kirk, I get worried about our buddy Dan Van Kirk because he feels like
he walks towards the person in the van.
Good Samaritan driving a Chevy pickup saw the crash, pulled over, and got out to help all parties involved.
Who is this person? Our dad from 1981? What's going on?
Yeah, this is what I think we need. I think we need an app that can quickly scan a dude
and see if he's got priors.
Let us know if he has priors, and let us know, can we be a good Samaritan in this case?
Bad situation.
Just a facial recognition.
Zero crime. Okay.
So this nice guy stops, gets out of his car. Maybe that's the mistake. Gets out of the car.
Yeah.
Like, you can pull over and keep the window
What's going
down.
on, buddy? Need some help?
Tiny little crack up into the crack.
I'll call the police and let them know that you're. And if the guy's like, no, then
you know to keep driving. No, I'll drive and get him, and then you take off. So while the man was out of his own car, and I guess left his keys in the car,
this guy runs over.
Starts calling 911. This guy hopped into the guy's pickup truck and sped off. That's
what a class act.
Give him a cabinet post in the next Trump administration.
Maybe. If that's what's happening, we don't know yet.
Gates then once again lost control and rolled down an embankment.
This guy.
The truck crashed into one of those blue exit food signs.
This is why,
which
this
totaled
is
the
the
truck.
Universe telling him to stop stealing shit.
This is okay. So I don't know how I feel about God. I don't know if I do believe in a God, but if I was prone to believe in a God, this is where I'd be
what
like,
she would have done.
I'd point to this experience and be like, look, she's
God's going after you.
She's pushing this guy into the ground and putting an end to his evil deeds.
Maybe it's just unreal incompetence.
Maybe he's just in the long run in the wrong line of work. You know what I mean? Like,
he's like an open mic robber.
Yeah, okay, he's got some okay ideas, some decent premises, but he doesn't have good follow through.
He can't finish. There's no finishing.
He can't work on it. He can't workshop it and make it better.
We see where you were trying to go with this, but
you're
look where
so
you
far
ended
away.
up. Look where you ended up. You crashed on the side of the road when you needed to get off right here.
Gates then fled the scene and made his way to a retirement home where
good.
I'm hoping he got COVID.
Hashtag nursing homes are the new nursery schools.
They're like Petri dishes. He woke up some of the residents to try and call his parent for help.
What?
That's got to be a hard moment for the parent, don't
Yeah.
you think? Phone rings. She answers it because it's coming
from a nursing home. You don't
Right.
even know. You never seen this number before.
And then it's her son, and she's like, the whole time she's like, please don't let it be my son.
And
Please
then it's
don't.
her son.
Don't.
And you got to be like, new phone, who dis?
The residents called 911, and Gates fled again. So the residents even knew not to deal with this guy.
Don't trust this guy. Who is he?
So he fled again when I'm guessing he stole
A residence's motorized jazzy
wheelchair, yeah, and then just ran it down a flight of stairs.
Just screwed it up. Ran it like right into the garden and turned it over.
So then later, Gates's mother calls 911 to report the guy.
Jesus. That's how bad it is. When your mom is like, we didn't do a good enough job parenting this kid, so now it's the state's problem.
So she called to say that her son had fractured his neck and nicked an artery in a separate crash a week prior.
Okay, so this guy should not be driving, period.
He's a terrible driver.
Uh-huh.
She subsequently told the police that he was a heavy heroin user and had active
Okay, all
warrant.
right, so that's what it is.
So, okay, he's got a drug problem. He was later discovered by the Oregon State police officer near Charbonneau Golf Club, which is like a golf country club, which I'm hoping...
He was in a golf cart and he drove it into a lake?
Just driving it right into a lake.
Fine.
Yes. So he had dry blood on his face, which I'm guessing was an upgrade.
Yeah.
Impaired vision, and he was visibly perceptively hurt. All right.
So nicked his artery, man.
He was treated for injuries at the Oregon Health Science University before taken to Clackamas County Jail. The family who had their minivan stolen said that they rely on that vehicle to get them to work. They've started a GoFundMe campaign to recoup some of their losses. Shouldn't the state pay for this?
I agree.
Why do they have to raise the money to recoup their losses?
Give them a new van.
Where is Honda? Like, shouldn't they be giving them
this is where you give someone an Odyssey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or just let them borrow
Odyssey,
it for
give them a
while.
van.
This is one of those moments where you're like, man, just take the signs. If he was an open mic comic, I'd say to him, it's not your thing.
It's not your thing. Get into something else.
Dude, try something else. You're not good at robbing things and then driving away.
Try writing. And there you go.
Try writing.
That is a show. Guys, that's how we do it. I want you to, in this time of where we're sitting, uncertainty, stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected. There's still a pandemic going on. It is not a hoax.
But we've got the jokes.
We want you to be okay. We're going to keep doing this show, and hopefully we can give
no
you that
matter
refreshment.
who's in charge, we're going to keep doing this show.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.